Howdy, howdy, howdy. What is going on? Another episode, and it's one that I think that, we really just need to say once, get it out the way, is simply put, Chris Jericho and the return of the Ayatollah of Rock and Rolla, the best in the world at what he does, Lionheart, whatever you want to call him, Chris Jericho. Now, I am like a lot of people when it comes to Chris Jericho, in the sense that WWE didn't know what they were doing with his return. They had a good concept. I think it was just poorly executed in the fact that, he kind of knew that he would probably get over with the crowd and be perceived as the face or good guy. And I think WWE wanted to try something different to generate some kind of heat on him. And their idea was, alright, Chris, go out there, slap high fives with the crowd, get them going, get them cheering, and then just simply leave. Okay. If you want to generate heat on a guy, that's not the way to do it. Okay? What they should have had him do was just come out there with his tux on, with no smile, no eye contact with the crowd, no interaction with the crowd. Just go out there, stare at the camera for a few seconds, shake his head, and then leave. I think that's what they should have done. Because A, it would definitely leave people in confusion, but B, it would also let them just see, like, oh, okay, this is bad, Chris Jericho, let's boo him. But at the same time, it's like, I guess WWE wanted to progress him back into a heel persona, which is okay, but the main problem with that was it wasn't going. It's gonna work, but it's gonna take time. It's not gonna, all of a sudden, oh, he's heel again, especially after what just happened. So they're definitely gonna progress him into it. My main question is the videos. Who's she, and who is Chris Jericho referring to as she? She tells me when to arrive, or, she is the answer. Who is she, I saw a video a while back about someone who said, well, in the video, if it is Chris Jericho, the she part could be CM Punk, and the videos are all symbolism, to where the girl was at one point looking over the guy's shoulder trying to copy answers as if cheating. And people said, well, once you think about it, CM Punk in the ring is a lot like Chris Jericho, and Punk is starting to adapt more of Chris Jericho's moves, which is, I can see that clear as day. And they also said the globe is symbolic of the best in the world gimmick. So I think there is a lot of symbolism, and I think that this she is CM Punk. At the same time, there's a lot of hints that say otherwise, saying that, she called me to arrive, and, stuff like that. It throws you off. So, unless if maybe they didn't go a symbolism route and use the she as more of a literal sense, and have it be like Stephanie McMahon or someone, put a call into Chris Jericho, and to feud with CM Punk because of how Punk had a problem with Stephanie and Triple H. So, there's a lot of possibilities there. And where's Brodus Clay? Has anyone even... It's like, where's Waldo, but like, where's Brodus? I mean, it's like, what, the third or fourth week where they... Maybe even longer, where they say, oh yeah, Brodus Clay, he's returning, but he never returned. So, I think their best bet right now, debut him already, don't give him a major push. Star him out low, mid-card, and see what you have. And if it's enough to where you say, okay, we're going to invest a lot in this guy, invest a lot in the guy, and then start pushing him for mid-card titles, and then build him up the traditional way, the way a wrestler needs to be built up to. You see, the best example I can really think of off the top of my head is Wade Barrett. I mean, they gave him a taste of it when he was doing the whole Nexus versus John Cena angle, and the crowd loved him. But apparently WWE saw something in that to where they said, we're going to have to bump you back down for a while. which is fine because they're taking their time and they're really starting to build him back up again. And mark my words, I think this year, in some way, Wade Barrett will become a world champion. That's my honest opinion. Unless if he gets hurt, which I hope he doesn't, because he's one hell of a talent. Mark my words, people. Early January, you heard it here first, that Knife 628 was the first person to say Wade Barrett for world champion in 2012. I'm calling it. If this is going to be like a recurring thing to where I call one shot every single year. I called one last year. I don't even remember. It wasn't this early by any means, but I'm saying I don't see why not, unless if he got hurt. But anyway, I'm starting to stray away from the topic here. Back to Jericho. There's been a lot of talk about Jericho being in a feud with Randy, or not Randy Orton, but CM Punk. I don't know why I drew a name blank. And if that's the case, look, it's a dream match. No doubt about it. You have the best in the world versus the best in the world at what he does. You have Chris Jericho, who beat The Rock and Steve Austin the same night to win the Undisputed title. You have CM Punk, who's the cult of personality, the voice of the voiceless, the guy who really started to revolutionize things in the summer there. And he's really starting to make it edgy again. And, I like what Punk is doing. I like the fact that, he's taking a PG product to where you can't say bitch. He's starting to use it now, and he's starting to give it more edge than what we've seen. He's giving it that 2006, 2007 style of edge, to where, it has hints of attitude, but it's not fully blown out. Which, that's where WWE, I think, shined the best. Was when they had an attitude era, and then they transitioned into little attitude, but also there was an emphasis on the PG rating. Well, at the time PG-13, but I think, if anything, this match between Chris Jericho and CM Punk, it will be phenomenal, just like everyone else is saying. Will it be a 10-star match? Probably not, but it will be very, very, very good nonetheless. A lot of the WrestleMania classics do go to Shawn Michaels. You look at the match he had with, ironically, Chris Jericho. You look at the ones he had with Undertaker. But the question is, can Chris Jericho and CM Punk try to replicate any kind of greatness that Jericho or Punk even has created? And I think that with their storyline, they're going to have to find ways to be really captivating, but I don't see how that could be a problem because they're both such damn good wrestlers in the ring. So, Chris Jericho, arguably my all-time favorite list, he's probably, I'd say maybe number 2, number 3, around there. My all-time favorite, and I can't believe I'm still saying this, honestly, it shouldn't even be in my list. It's still Jeff Hardy. I know a lot of people are like, that, you think he's the greatest of all time? Look, I'm not saying he's the greatest, I'm saying he's just my favorite. The greatest of all time is probably Shawn Michaels. There's a very distinct difference between the greatest of all time and my all-time favorite. Just how it is. So yeah, I think Chris Jericho's up there, but he's, for anyone who follows Jericho on Twitter, at @IamJericho, cheap plug, he posted a bunch, once news broke out that he was spotted at the airport, he started to, this is how awesome Jericho is, and how he takes things so lightly, yet whimsical, I guess is the proper word, that he basically took all these pictures, well, I should say just the one picture of him, and he would Photoshop himself in all these unique, different, out there kind of stuff, like, here I am spotted in Egypt, or here I am spotted at a Red Wings game, or here I am spotted at Kim Jong II's funeral, and all this witty stuff. And that's why I've always liked Jericho, is that guys like him, they don't take life too seriously. And it's like, look, he's showing guys like me that just shut up, don't take it too seriously, just, it is what it is. And look, hey, I don't take this crap seriously, I have other stuff, but that I like to do, but it's funny to just sit back and see Jericho do all this. So, alright, well, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Or will I?